Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, likes, comments, and subscribes, they are appreciated. Let's jump right into it. The news is really all over the place. This is a very, very weird news day. You'll see why in a couple of seconds. It's kind of completely all over the place. For those of you who are currently unaware, at least at the time of me making this video, the market's in red. It's a light red. It's nothing too dramatic. It's nothing too insane, but a lot of people are reporting it as if it's like the end of the cryptocurrency world. Bitcoin is down by 3-4%, somewhere around there. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Bitcoin and Ethereum struggle. Altcoins correct lower. Bitcoin, for some reason, the last 4 days is acting extremely peculiar in that after this relief rally, this move up that we've had over the last week or so, where we went from $29,000 to $42,000, it's kind of starting to pull back. Depending on where you read, a lot of people believe or assume that it's people taking profits or people, maybe the market got a bit too overheated. We went by up $13,000 over the course of a day and a half, and therefore people are either taking some money off of the table to get the $13,000 that they actually made, or maybe the market is too overbought over the course of a 40-hour period, something like that. But the really weird instance that I've seen, and I mentioned at least for a couple of seconds in other videos, you may have seen it, is the moment that many other altcoins really began to rise is when Bitcoin pulled back. And these weren't like steady pullbacks where the price kind of went down over the course of the day. These were direct slam downs in price, which looked like, to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people, that the price was manipulated on Bitcoin's part in order to push the rest of the market down. We saw it when XRP went up by 16% that one day because they were finally being used by that bank in Japan. XRP was going up. Bitcoin slammed directly down, as did XRP. Ethereum started going up over the last couple of days because we are now a day away from the upgrade that we've been talking about since 2017. Bitcoin slammed down. And it's happened for a couple of other coins, but these were the most two noticeable ones. So at the moment, I don't think that the market is struggling. I think that Bitcoin is ready to move. I know that Bitcoin is not an AI entity, pulsating inside of a computer, but it's more so people around the world who are whales who can usually control the price. It appears that everyone else, 99% of the market, is ready to move up, but these people will not allow it to move forward. That's probably the most realistic news that you're going to get. It has nothing to do with the chart. It has nothing to do with the fractal. It has nothing to do with the technical analysis. It has to do with these whales behind the scenes who are trying to accumulate as much as possible, and therefore they can usually at will pump prices up massively and then also move them down to be able to control the rest of the market, because the narrative that Ethereum is going to overtake Bitcoin is very strong right now. And I mean, it is probably stronger than we've ever seen in our entire lives. And I assume that a large part of that, once again, for those of you who don't know this, probably has to do with the fact that they can't ever let that happen. I'm talking relatively candid, if you will, about the cryptocurrency space and how it works. We've had a lot of other times before, I think twice over the course of a period, where Ethereum could have actually overtaken Bitcoin. Same exact thing with XRP overtaking Ethereum, and there was a lot of discussion then, could XRP become the number one coin? And Bitcoin during this period was forcing itself to go down, and then the rest of the market also reacted. But that's not all the actual price news of things that are currently taking place. It says on-chain metrics for the Bitcoin network are continually improving, with more of the asset leaving crypto exchanges while accumulation continues. There has been a fair bit of profit taking since Bitcoin prices topped $42,000 over the weekend. The asset has declined 9% since then, and on-chain behavior can be analyzed to get a better outlook of overall market sentiment. I'm seeing some people writing articles as well, not this website, but a lot of other articles talking about what's that thing like what they say, like crypto in the streets, or like mayhem is ensuing. It's like we were just at 29,000. The fact that we're even now, I think at 39, 38,000 is still incredible. The fact that we went up that so quickly. So, don't get all doomy and gloomy on the market. We're still extremely high from where we just were about 7-8 days ago. However, the news actually is analytics provider Glassnode has been doing just that, analyzing the market. With their on-chain report, the key question is whether this is a disbelief rally, where everyone doubts the new bull trend, or simply a bearish relief rally in a long time frame downtrend? The news, no. This is, and for those of you who don't get the actual context, what takes place during a rally or during any type of rally is we see prices go up, they reach a certain point, they kind of fall back down, and everyone goes, well, that was fun. What it currently looks like we're into and what we are entering right now in this August is the secondary rally. Once again, I mentioned this at the beginning of the year as prices were going up. I said if things hold true to 2017, we'll know by the end of the year how accurate or how much they connected this year, 2017 and 2013. But what happened in 2017 is it was a real lull period during the course of the summer. Everyone kind of was like, whatever, who cares about the market? You know, it was a good pump, but, you know, it kind of is what it is. Bitcoin is just not going to go any higher. I think we hit $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 per Bitcoin in 2017, and everybody was kind of for the rest of the summer. Everyone was like, okay, well, that's it. And then at some point, the market ends up going back up. We end up hitting the 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 once again, and people go, well, you know, it's not going to go any higher than that. We had 10,000, everyone starts losing their mind. 11,000, 12, 13, 14, you know, that's just kind of how it goes. So it is believed that based off of simple mathematics, the amount of people who are buying Bitcoin, this is a very big thing. I can't stress this enough. A lot of people seem to not understand it. I see people on Instagram and on Twitter discussing whatever they might be discussing at that particular time. People really don't understand what it means for all this Bitcoin to constantly be disappearing every single day. And the fact that we can actually look at the metrics and see that the Bitcoin are actually moving to larger wallets. We can see that huge companies are accumulating Ethereum. We can see that 100, 200, 300,000 worth of Ether is leaving off of cryptocurrency exchanges every single day or every single month, whatever the actual metric is incredibly peculiar for this time frame, because this is around the time when we should be seeing a movement back up, which we did over the course of the weekend. It says Bitcoin on-chain data demonstrates a pattern of accumulation is in play, similar in structure to early mid-2018. A key difference in 2021 is 10% more of a supply is being held by long-term holders, so it starts from a higher base. Here's the chart right here. You should be able to kind of see some of it. You know, we are here moving back up. We're currently here moving back up. As we see more accumulation happening, it usually identifies a moment where prices begin to kind of skyrocket. We've been getting news all the time, constantly, that tons of Bitcoin and tons of Ether is leaving cryptocurrency exchanges for who knows where, who knows what, but it's being held by these wallets that were specifically created to hold coins. There's no outflow of these coins. There's simply coins going in. So this is another crazy metric that shows, what is this one? It's something, I think it was 100,000 coins that were recently taken off the table. It says it's somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where it's going. It says also miners are accumulating and exchanges are shedding. The idea behind that is when typically the story goes, or the narrative goes, is that people who are mining Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency miners, if they're selling off, it's usually because they're either trying to pay their bills or they don't believe that in the near term that there's going to be any type of a movement upward. If miners are accumulating and not selling their coins at all, it means that they expect prices to kind of skyrocket in the short and or long term, and they're looking to make profit from that. So when they're not selling, they think that the market is going to rally and that they're going to make money. The same exact time, exchanges shedding coins means that people are realizing that the prices are going to go a lot higher, or they're accumulating for the long term. They're trying to get in at this price in particular, as opposed to trying to get in over here. And this is why the exchange outflows are continuing. Yeah, it says it right here. Bitcoin outflows from centralized exchanges surged to 100,000 Bitcoin monthly. That's insane. I can't really stress that any further, but just understand that that's also completely nuts. The thing that could COULD possibly be making Bitcoin's price go lower, and I don't even think so at this point. I think the people who know exactly what's going on, the very wealthy, rich, whale, bear, giant crocodiles, whatever you want to call them, I don't think that the news actually phases them, but they can get other people to think that this news should kind of phase them. There's news that recently came out of China like a day ago or something like that, where basically they announced that they're not done cracking down in the cryptocurrency industry. It has no real or rather, it should not have any actual effect on something happening to us. It's like, once again, imagine somebody in South Africa, or imagine somebody in Argentina, or somebody in Canada talking about what they're planning on doing within their borders, within their country, to the Bitcoin space, to the cryptocurrency space, to regulating, yada, yada, yada. Why would that affect everyone else? It may cause an annoyance for us, but it should not cause an actual drop in price. And this is why I think that this news circulating around could have gotten people worried. And if you don't be worried, I wish I could let you understand my sentiment right now. China's been doing this since 2013. They have nothing better to do. This is their only way of trying to gain and maintain control. If you've never watched a documentary on said country and exactly what they're doing and how they affect their people and how they operate day to day, it's just about control and it's just about fear. It says China reemphasizes it's not yet done clamping down on Bitcoin. Please, by all means. I would love if they did this today, and I mean this in no joking way. Do it right now. Everything that you know that you plan on doing, do it today. Like right in this very moment, make sure you clamp down completely. Make sure that there are no people mining Bitcoin in your country. Make sure that no cryptocurrency trading is allowed in your country. Obliterate all of it so that we never, ever, 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 ever have to say the name of that country again. You cannot understand how frustrating it is for the last 5 years that I've had this channel to constantly have this be an actual thing that's constantly in the news where I have to talk about, well, maybe the markets dropped today because of it. It's stupid. It's dumb. The rest of the world does not actually care. What ends up happening is this news gets pushed out and we're told to actually care about it. Oh no, they're reclamping down on something that they tried to do in 2017. Well, woe is us. I should sell my Bitcoin. I guess the market's going to go down. It's nonsense. It's absolute complete stupidity. And I want them to clamp, and I mean completely. I want them to make it illegal for anyone in the country to even say the word bit because it sounds like Bitcoin. Anyway, that's also something that could have moved the market down because the market reacts heavily to news like this. Also on top of that as well, this was news that came out a couple of hours ago. It says Korean regulator to shut down 11 cryptocurrency exchanges ahead of regulatory deadline. This should not have had any actual effect on the market at all. And I don't know why this is. I get why it's news because it's significant, but it also should not be news. The South Korean government announced a while ago that they were not comfortable with the amount of cryptocurrency exchanges that were out there. They did not care for the cryptocurrency exchanges in general that were out there. They thought they were money laundering. They thought they were blah, blah, blah. All the whole list you can kind of think of, they thought they were doing. So they said, hey, come to us, get the paperwork, be completely regulatorily compliant, and then we can kind of move on forward from that. But a lot of cryptocurrency exchanges were missing pages, they were missing signatures, they were missing so and so and so. So a lot of them don't have the paperwork that is now required, and a lot of them are now shutting down. The news, when you look around for it, is being touted as the government themselves walked up to the doors and said no crypto and closed the door and slammed it shut. And therefore, no one can deal with cryptocurrency in the country anymore. No, it's these 11 companies who didn't have the actual paperwork, and therefore that's why they're being shut down. I assume what's going to end up happening is there's probably going to be another time frame where they can go, hey, send us your paperwork. And then we'll start getting news that 5 of these 11 are reopened back up again. But no, they're not banning cryptocurrencies. It's not been shut down. So and so and so. You can still do it. It's just that they had to get proper paperwork the same exact way that Coinbase, Kraken, and now Binance also has to get paperwork. So these things could be the reason for why we see a slight dip in the market. The entirety of the market is incredibly optimistic right now. I cannot stress that enough. The news also flying and floating around these negative Nancy newses. It says Ethereum's price could hit $3,000 this week. Metrics make a bullish case. This one says, how will EIP 1559 and Ethereum's triple halving affect Ethereum's price? This one says Ethereum hard fork means lower gas prices and higher Ethereum pricing, suggesting Ethereum will hit $5,000 by the end of the year, if not by the close of September. Yeah, unless Bitcoin really has like a tantrum and starts really rapidly trying to fall down, Ethereum is going to do extremely well, as is Cardano, as we get these upgrades. When we start hearing the daily numbers of exactly how much Ethereum is being burned, how many smart contracts are on Cardano, how many people are using Ethereum, how many wallets are gathering even more Ethereum, because, you know, people always wait to the last moment. There are going to be tons of people who wait for like the 6th of August, knowing that the upgrade is literally in like a day from now, and that's when they're going to start accumulating. Prices will continue rising if Bitcoin has not thrown a tantrum. And I for one am also very happy about the lower gas fees, because it's almost impossible to deal with Ethereum at this point. I'll be completely honest with you. Even when I'm on Rarible, the NFT platform, and people are trying to buy NFTs, it's very difficult for me to even accept the actual buying of it, because the transaction fee that I have to pay is like $48. Complete honesty. It's kind of weird. Even before prices were going up, and you can see the difference in actual usage of the network, i.e. Very little people are using the network. It's kind of a lull period in prices and also in usage. I think the transaction fee was like $4 to $7. It's a lot, but it's still kind of, you know, stomachable, if you will. This morning, I tried to do something. It was $37 in the morning. The rest of the world hasn't even woken up yet. You can usually tell on the Ethereum network when the rest of the world begins to wake up and starts doing transactions, because the transaction fee begins to skyrocket. So yeah, looking forward to it, because the network can't hold on this way any longer with such high transaction fees. But yeah, we're just about a day away. I give it, once again, I say between 7 to 10 days before we feel any actual effect of it. I expect, here's an assumption, I think people are going to try and sell the news, not really understanding exactly what this upgrade means. They're going to try and make some profits, brag to their friends. Yeah, you know, Ethereum, the price will eventually begin to go back up, and then we'll start to hear every single day. I don't know exactly how many coins are going to be burned per day, but the deflation rate that we've heard from the people who are doing the upgrade is going to be 1.4%. So deflationary every single year. What is this one? Yeah, it says Bitcoin chart fractal suggests Bitcoin's price can rally to at least $80,000 by September. This is what I'm talking about. This was the only negative news. The China news and the Korean news. Everything else was extremely optimistic, extremely happy, if you want to kind of give it that phrase, basically talking about where the market's going to go, how high the market's going to go, accumulation that's happening, smart contracts, this upgrade, yada, 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 yada. But for some reason, once again, Bitcoin is just being a brat and refuses to properly go up. Yeah. So that's all the price news. I told you it was going to be a bit of a weird video because it's kind of all over the place. There's no real direction to anything except for everyone assuming that the market is going to continue to go up. I know there are still some people who are quite, what's the word? I'll use the word reserved in manner, believing, you know, this may be kind of a fake out or something like that, but I don't feel like it is. The timing of everything is too exact, especially with all the upgrades that are also taking place in the next couple of hours. Anyway, that's all the price news. I know, right? Kind of weird. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, the first decentralized exchange that is going to launch on Cardano, known as CarDAX, has raised $1.5 million from its first community sale ahead of the trading platform's launch in the third quarter of this year, when smart contracts will be available on Cardano. According to a statement from CarDAX, the exchange will operate on the Extended Automated Market Maker, or EAMM protocol, and will aim to serve as the native trading platform for the Cardano ecosystem. The platform is led by Ryan Morrison and his team, and raised $50,000 earlier this year to finance its development. So we have news of the first, or I guess what is meant to be the majorist, not a word, but you understand me, decentralized cryptocurrency exchange on Cardano called CarDAX, who got a $1.5 million in funding. I hope the launch goes well. I would love if the world collectively, it's kind of like you being thirsty and someone offering you water and you go, I'd rather have Coca-Cola. We know that decentralized exchanges are a thing. They're constantly being built up. If more people use them, we would never, ever have to worry about any news from centralized exchanges or exchanges being shut down ever again because, logic and future and people running nodes and being able to validate and not run away with the cash and all that. Anyway, so yeah, I try to remain optimistic for the future in the cryptocurrency space, but so many things that happen just sometimes, life. Anyway, that's the Cardax news. Let's move on. Next up, for a little sprinkle of stupid news, Polish police have uncovered a secret crypto mining operation at their headquarters in Warsaw. This was reported by local media. An IT specialist accused of minting digital coins on police computers has been dismissed, and the case has been handed over to the prosecutor's office. So we get this news quite often, or some type of similar news. And the same pattern continues over and over. It's that the people who are mining the cryptocurrency in some way are evil or devious or deceptive because they're doing it in the shadows. They're doing it where no one else seemingly can see them. And why are they doing such an operation? For those of you with a brain, I'm sure you've realized at this point that someone mining Bitcoin on a computer is not illegal, and probably more so should not ever be illegal. They're running code on a computer the same exact way you're watching me on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer. There's code. You're watching me through code. So why would that ever be illegal? The news story usually ends up being is that they're using electricity that is not for them. This is how you make them into a criminal, because once again, in a world where we actually have the technology to have free electricity because we know how to make it abundantly and cheaply and cleanly, this is the news that usually ends up popping up. So I saw this news and I was like, this can't be, but then of course it actually is. Officers from the Polish National Police have found what local media described as a crypto mining farm at in Warsaw. The mining operation was allegedly organized by an IT technician, a civil employee of the law enforcement agency. TVN24PL News portal reported, quoting two independent sources. The crypto miner used police computers that he upgraded with video cards and specialized software. Although the mining equipment has probably consumed a serious amount of electricity, due to the energy-intensive coin minting process, the biggest worry is that records from the police database might have been leaked. No, that's not how cryptocurrency mining works. You don't mine crypto and it takes the data from the computers, you idiots. The computer network stores a lot of confidential information, as one would assume, such as reports from collaborators, digital files. Police officers insist their database has not been compromised and no breaches were... Okay, good. At least they got that far. So the news is, this guy was using their computers and their electricity, which is a big no-no. So, it's constantly... this has been, I think, the 7th time this year that we've had news like this. Isn't that stupid? We constantly have news that someone has been found using someone else's computer. Now, listen, I understand the morality in using someone else's computer or even their electricity. I'm not an idiot. Like, I understand it. But for the fact that these people, like, for those of you who were not here many years ago and are not looking at the screen right now, it says Chinese headmaster fired over secret coin mining at school. This happened in 2018. I remember this story very well. This teacher, for some reason, thought that he could mine Ethereum in the room next to him, and the people who ratted him out were his students. Yeah, they heard the machines next door humming quite loudly, asking him what was going on. I think somebody opened the door one day and they saw all the cryptocurrency mining thing, but he was fired because you can't run code on a computer, and I think they got him. By saying that he was using the school's electricity. So yeah, and once again, this happened in a particular country who we've been hearing about for years. So anyway, that's that news. Always a little sprinkle of stupid news because you got to have it every day. Let's move on. Next up, this is also news. Square has announced that it plans to acquire Australian technology company Afterpay. This was revealed in a press release that went out on the 1st of August. The press release showed that both companies have entered into what is known as a scheme implementation deed. Square plans to acquire all of the issued shares in Afterpay. After this is done by a recommended court-approved scheme of arrangement, the total value to be paid for Afterpay came out to be $29 billion with a B. This was based on the closing price of their share on the 30th of July. Following the purchase, Square plans to integrate Afterpay with its existing apps. Then the payment app will start offering Bitcoin purchases to Afterpay users. The integration will also see Afterpay's co-founders and Square's CEO working together to lead Afterpay's businesses in the Square ecosystem. The air is disgustingly dry here. So yeah, Square purchased another company, and they're going to allow people using that app with their integration to start buying Bitcoin. Should you be surprised? No. Square, or rather Jack Dorsey, loves Bitcoin, so it's logical that this would happen. You know that companies acquire other companies, right? Okay, I heard a couple people say yeah. And I ask because for some reason in the news right now, it's going around that like these mega companies are acquiring this company, or they acquired so-and-so, or this one bought this one, and people are like, how are they doing that? It's like, Are we in a twilight zone? Is something just really weird with something is really weird with the world right now. That's just kind of goes without saying. But for some reason, a lot of people are really confused that Amazon and these other mega companies are buying up other smaller companies. And that's how it works. You got to, in no short way of saying it, you got to eat your competition. Anyway, that's the Square news. And let's move on. And to finish things off, high net worth Wells Fargo clients can now get Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exposure, a company spokesperson informed Business Insider, making Wells Fargo the latest in a long line of traditional conservative financial institutions to venture into Bitcoin. In May, it was reported that the investment research division of Wells Fargo Wealth and Investment Management was going to implement an actively managed Bitcoin and crypto strategy to its qualified investors. The firm's wealth and investment management arm oversees about $2 trillion in assets. Fantastic, making them among the largest wealth managers in the United States. According to the research division's president, Daryl Kronk, the firm has been searching for a professionally managed solution for months, Business Insider reported. At the same time, Wells Fargo has been publicly wary, of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies due to their regulatory vagueness. I'm certain they were very wary of it. Without having to read any further, because we all know exactly what's coming, this is another bank in the long succession of banks. I think we had Bank of America news. I think we had JP Morgan Chase news. What was the other one? There was one yesterday. It was like Golden Wealth Bear or Wealth Eagle. What was it called? There were two companies. Like one was like Golden Tree and Wealth Money. I don't know what they're called. Both announced, hey, rich people in our bank, you get access to it first before all the poor people, because that's just how it actually works. So now, yeah, Wells Fargo has said, Bitcoin, we don't know what that is, but we'll still get into it, and we'll make sure that only the richest people on our platform can use it. And then eventually, once again, when Bitcoin gets to $100,000 to $150,000, that's when we hear banks start to open it up to normal everyday clients, because, they want to make sure that normal people can't afford any of it. Here's the press release right here on Business Insider. Yeah, that's the news. That's the Wells Fargo news, at least. Let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Empire Queen, Staked with Valor, Fudweiser, Mortified, Roman, Gable, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave, Tony, Ambroski, The Dealers Den, Red Plum, Tomato, Umnu, Wish, Nikki, The Letter M, Stefan, Dirk, Snotbrain, Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay, Crypto, Black Sheep, AJ, Cut 5, Speedy 655. And Carlos was like, Mobarazi, Jojo, Shawshow, VB Nerd, 21, Miguel Grole, Lauren De Silva, Quarterbitty, Bare Bones, Mining, Troy, All Good, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Pattern Noster, Conan, Doska, Bleg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik, Banana, Auspicious, Agile, and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila Dahan, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Steuer, Nostromo, John Sarson, the Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohammed Maroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Snyder, Wise Knight, Owl 242 to the World Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangela, Vody, Jim Garner, Jimmy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller, His Chest, Everyday and Coscip, Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodemic, Boatface, Anytime Fitness, Monks, Corner, Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger, Macho, Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola, Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to all the NFT support. Thank you to everyone who left a like, a comment, has subscribed. I do thank all of thee. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently down by 3.75%. You see these spikes up. The market is ready to move back up. However, Bitcoin is taking its sweet time. You even see right here, the other altcoins, like the altcoins are ready to move back up. These are coordinated push downs in Bitcoin. These are not normal. Just to let you know, as an FYI, the rest of the market is in red. It's a light red. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot more terribler, but it currently is not at the moment. I'm still expecting big things during the course of this week. Luna is currently up by 4.5%. It is one of the very few coins that is in green, if not one of the only ones. Tezos is up by 0.83. Don't know if that counts. It's still in green. I guess it kind of counts. And those are stable coins. Yeah, kind of a weird news day, but we're in a weird market. So, you know, that's just kind of how it's going to be. I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are have had, continue to have, might possibly have at some point during the day, a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Make sure to do something nice for yourself. The world is getting wackier and wackier. That's a nice way of saying it. So make sure to do something that is fun, lighthearted, makes you smile today. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.